Hello, how's everybody doing? I'm your host, John Block, and I hope you guys had a great week. Well, first, have you guys heard about this thing? I know there's a lot of crazy things going around in our scene, but this thing called alpha betting, not confused with the alphabet, but alpha betting. Apparently, if you mix the right combination of letter groups together, you can come out with a huge, big cash payout. Okay, it works like this. Say, for example, you take the letters S, E, C, and you combine those with two letters, two Ks, specifically K and K as in Kim K. The cash payout for something like that is $1.25 million. If you don't know, look it up. Okay, my friends, this is ROK the BLOK. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to ROK the BLOK. I'm your host, John Block, and we have special guests today, Mr. Dope Stilo. What's up, brother? How are you?
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, John? How are you? I'm great.
I'm doing great, man. Glad to have you be here. Thanks for making the time. I know you're busy. Super active in the metaverse, man. We might as well call you the mayor of the metaverse, I think, perhaps. So first off, man, how'd you get to be so dope? You know, so how'd you stumble upon Dope Stilo? What's your journey to dopeness?
Oh, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm definitely in love with the metaverse. I'm in here all the time and just really, making friends. So rather than kind of the mayor, I would say, but I'm a facilitator, and I love to just kind of pioneer, lead the way, do what feels right, and have friends join me because I'm really enthused about it, and I think it's infectious. But yeah, my name's Dope Stilo. I thank you so much, first of all, for even wanting to hang out and rap. I love music, and I grew up with a lot of different kinds of music my mom would play. And one of my first albums that she played was Outkast or Barry White, Frank Sinatra a lot, and a lot of like ambient world like techno. So yeah, that was really a big influence in my life for sure. Always grew up wanting to be creative and I always was like, man, I wish I was creative, because I couldn't draw in class. I was always really competitive and really good at sports. So with that, it just, took me into surfing. And so I surfed like really hard, like, semi-professionally for like the first 2 years out of high school. And I found music. And, during contests and stuff, I'd always be freestyling with friends, or even in class growing up, we'd be passing composition books back and forth. But basically at 20, I just realized, I was like, yo, I want to make beats. I can make beats. And so when I was in Hawaii, I, learned about a program and just, went crazy and into Fruity Loops. And then after that, I came home back to LA and I told my mom, I was like, this is what I want to do. And I was like using a laptop with Fruity Loops to make drums and then adding samples from like Apple or chopping up little samples until I took music theory about a year later and really dove in. So that computer I named Dope Stilo, and that's who I've been since 2008.
That is an awesome story, awesome journey, awesome musical references. So all of that does definitely lead to a pathway of being dope. So thank you for sharing that. So, as an artist or a creator, right? So what adjectives describe you, right? Producer, rapper, DJ, promoter, like give me those adjectives.
Definitely singer, songwriter, producer, recording artist for sure. I produce and I make my own beats and I mix and master it as well. But now we have a lot of automated things, that we can get help with. So we, get it mastered and get it mixed. But yeah, basically I'm a singer, songwriter, producer. I love writing lyrics. I love telling a story with finesse, and I love making beats and blending things together. So yeah, that's me. Definitely, that's me.
That's super fresh. So how did you first learn or hear about the metaverse and this whole like crypto NFT thing?
I heard about NFTs about a year and a half ago. So I kind of looked into the financial aspect of it at first. And then about eight months passed, and into January, I said, you know what? Like, you could tie NFTs with music. So that's when I just really dove deep, and found Twitter Spaces, and that I think was my first metaverse, I would say. Like, it's like a mini place. You can go into different spaces and hang out with different friends, talk, and have little emojis. And our PFPs are like our avatars. So that was definitely kind of my first little Twitterverse. And then with that, you meet so many different people from around the world, like my homie Benny Groove. Like, pull up a chair if you want, Benny. But like, basically, like, I met Benny Groove, I met Meta Mike, I met Peso, DJ Mackie, my homies, and like, basically, we dove into spatial. And when Meta Mike told me, he's like, yo, like, this is a dope spot, you can perform at this place, anytime. I was like, what? I was like, okay. And it was like a really cool underground warehouse. So basically, I just started throwing events every Wednesday. I went back into Twitter Space, like, guys, this is what I'm gonna be every Wednesday at this time. No matter what happens, I will be here. And we haven't missed a Wednesday since, to be honest, not one. And so, yeah, like, basically that turned into, creating my own spaces, my own environments, and having help, leveling up. And like, this podcast studio was given to me by Creative Owl. This house we're in is, given to me by Polycount and M2 Studios. So, these hoodies I got, these dope little hoodies, are from Ready Player Me. And these partnerships, these like amazing like collabs, are just like incredible, and have like just literally just taken step by step on the way up. And basically, that's what's led us to here. It's about almost a year later, and I'm ready to really rock and go on this second wave of discovery. The metaverse has taught me a lot about identity, a lot about myself, who I am, in a fast-tracked pace. Benny and I, Benny Groove, Peso, and I, and DJ Mackie, we've been performing in here, and like, watching the crowd dance and learning and listening, and what's hot and what's not. So, like, basically, through all those shows, I've curated like the perfect set, and now that set is my Butterflies album, which is available on Rarible right now.
Dope. So that's a perfect segue. I was going to ask you, tell us about your current projects and events. So Butterflies album, tell me about this. What's the vision behind this?
Man, the Butterflies album, get this. So, how they always say, like, oh, a band blows up, and then the label wants a second album. It took them 10 years to make that album. And then the record label wants that second album in 6 months, like, it's kind of like, basically, this first album, Butterflies, is basically a compilation of my most energetic music, and Butterflies, I labeled it that because, this has been a long road, man. It's been a beautiful journey, and I wouldn't take anything back. I remember looking outside my window, like, feeling really lonely and creating a lot and having the music really loud and blasting it, because I had brick walls in the downtown LA, like 1920s building. And I was like, why am I so alone? And it was just crazy, because it was like a phase of creation. And the first phase, I created a lot, but I also like went in real life and performed at the Key Club or the Roxy, or on top of the Roxy on the Rocks, and Bardot, all these places in LA. And I would always get butterflies, like I opened for Slick Rick at the Key Club, or like opening for Jurassic 5, like in Long Beach, like I got mad butterflies, and I never liked it very much. So I labeled it Butterflies to like face my fears, I also think butterflies are just like such an evolutionary, metamorphosis, transformative, like always pivoting, always evolving into the most beautiful phase of life. So basically, that's why I labeled it Butterflies. It's like 12 of my hottest songs, handpicked from all the experience in the metaverse. And shout out to Gia Valentina. She helped really curate a couple, more songs onto the set list. And these 12 songs are all available on Rarible right now. There's only 10 editions of each song, and there's 923 Bonitas left, which is my lead single, which I performed at NFT NYC as like the climax song. Everyone rushed the stage. Security didn't know what to do. I saw their light flash before their eyes. But yeah, like basically that Bonita song is my lead utility. Anything you need from me, whatever you want to donate me. I don't take cash or fiat. I do, but I haven't ever yet.
That's super dope, man. You have a great story, great vision. Love the name Butterfly, not just because the name. I love like the idea of butterflies in your stomach. Like I didn't even think about that. So that's next level, man. Love the things you guys are doing. Benny Groove, what's up, man? You want to give a shout out or something?
Oh, I'm just here to support the homie, and yeah, that Bonita song is like so special to me. I remember the first time hearing it in Twitter Spaces. I'm like, oh my gosh, who's this dope Stilo dude? Like, man, I need. And then we just became homies through like performing together and hanging out in Spatial and on Twitter Spaces, and we met in real life in NYC, and like that was just an experience in itself. Be yourself and do you, and that's where the butterflies like really like means to me. It's like you bring those butterflies with you and you let it out. And so that's what this has been, is just letting out those butterflies, letting out that expression, and just being myself. It's because of the homie Stilo who's encouraged me so much.
That is great. And we're excited, on the Lowkey Giant team, we're concentrating on crypto creative culture and meeting guys like you, Dope Stilo, Benny Groove. So excited, man. You guys are the stewards and helping to build that the culture of what's to come. So excited about what you're doing, man. And we got your backs and we're there to support you. Thanks for making time to chat today, Dope Stilo.
Yo, no problem. And thanks, Benny. I just want to shout you out for DJing for me at the NFT NYC event. Spatial had me as a featured artist, and Benny backed me up, DJ'd the set, and it was just a pleasure to rock the stage with him. So it's just crazy how we met here in the metaverse, in Twitter, and then we went on to meet in real life and rock the stage. Shout out to Poison Peso. We also started a group called the VR Boys with a lead single called Spatians, and we have our next track coming out called GM, Good Morning. And yeah, so stay tuned, man. We got some hot tracks. Shout out to Spatial for all their support. Shout out to Ready Player Me as well for the hoodies, incredible hoodies. Thank you so much. You guys can all go cop that right now on OpenSea and Rarible. Look up Stilo Music Group or Dope Stilo Music Club. And thank you for all the support.
Thank you, guys.
Lowkey Giant.